Hello, and thank you so much for joining me. I must apologize for taking so long to finish this picture. It's been just somehow or other a really busy few days, and I have just not had the time to make a video, and I apologize profusely. I've been trying to get 3 videos up a week, and this far this week I've still not done one. So today I'm going to try and do the hummingbird. I've got to go out in quite a short while, so I'm not going to be able to finish it, but I thought if I can just get the hummingbird done, that will be something. So I'm using the Woodlands paint palette, and I'm going to start with this color, which is Stream. No, I'm not. I actually want to start. Yes, I am. I'd made a plan, and now of course the plan leaves me. So just mixing it with a little bit of that green that's there, because I'm too lazy right now to clean my palette. One should never do things in a rush, should you? Oh, I need to take my glasses off. Can't see closely with them on. So I'm going straight from the pan with this. And this is a hummingbird from my imagination. I'm not following a proper picture with as a guide. So I hope he turns out okay, but we're just going with that. So I'm rinsing my brush, dabbing a bit of the water off and pulling this out there. I'm in a rush and I'm shaking. Sorry. So I want to pull this out. I'm going to paint down here so that it pulls itself out. If you with watercolor, in case you didn't know, wet is attracted to wet. So where you put the water while it is still wet, there the paint will flow if you've got decent watercolor paper. So now I'm painting this further down there because I want the blend to be smooth. And then I want to go with this green, which is called Pond. I want to do that down here. I left my brush wet and now it's gone out of shape. It's a very bad thing to do. You should never, never, ever do that. When I say you shouldn't leave your brush wet, I don't mean you shouldn't leave it wet. I mean you shouldn't leave it lying with the bristles pressing on something while it's wet, which is what I did. Oh, going out of the lines. Let me bring in my little Craftamo brush here. Got to get it a bit drier. So I just want to do, and this little bit here. I'd love to know in the comments if any of you have painted this along with me, and if you have, and you'd like, perhaps like me to share your picture in a video with later on, then I can share my email address with you. It is there, or you could email your completed picture to me, and I could then share it in a later video. Let me know how you feel about that. And then another thing I wanted to say is on my Facebook page, which is not my private page, I've recently opened a business page. It's a Lizard Home business page, and I share coloring pages there. Up to now it's mostly been mandalas, although I shared a few of my sloth pages from my sloth coloring book. I shared a few there for you guys to try out, but I've just recently put up a few. Yesterday I put up a new mandala one, and today I put up an illustration of aloe vera flower with a background which is free for you to download and color. And I'm busy sort of building up some pages that I want to sell in my Etsy shop, and I thought it would be fun if you guys that are on my YouTube channel, if you like coloring and you like downloading pictures, if you'd like to download that picture and color it, maybe we could do it as a color along, so it won't cost you anything. You could just, well, the printing and the paper, but you don't have to buy the picture. Thought that might be fun. Let me know in the comments if you like that idea or not. So now I'm mixing that out, and I want a bit more of this blue to come down there. I want these two to sort of bleed together. Oh. Trying this. See how they do together. Just need to help that along. I've got a bit too much water on this paper for the paper's not liking it. I think I'm going to have to make a plan with some fine liners on this branch or twig or whatever you call the thing that our hummingbird is attaching himself to. So now I just want to flick this out here onto those feathers. And then I thought I was quite keen to try this dark blue. Just going to mix that little bit of brown in there. It should get lost more or less. Which is called Mist. And I'm thinking of adding that over here. My head's not poking its way into the video. Try this off. And we'll just leave that to dry and do its thing, and we'll fix it up. So now I think I'm going to do this little bit of the wings. This is dried, although it's not dry, it still feels cold to the touch. I'm going to do these bits of wings with quite a dark. No, I didn't mean to do that. with this dark mist. Just going to wet it down a little. Oh, I'm feeling clumsy. Going to actually do those like that as well. Just make those feathers stand out a bit. Oh, this is too wet. That's a bit better. I'm starting to think of doing the claws with fine liner. Can't quite decide if that will be a cop-out or if it would be worth doing. I get to a stage in a painting where I've almost had enough of it. I think I'm a very impatient person. Now, the way I've painted this, you can't actually see the feathers, but that's all right. That's not bad. Now I want to use this grey that I've got here, which is called Shadow, and I'm going to mix it with the pale blue. And going to do that for the wings, and then I want to add some nice, just want to bring a bit of this pale blue in there. So the wings are a little on the, maybe I'll bring a tad touch of that as well, mix all three together. I want to bring a bit of, make a bit of shiny pearlescent paint over it as well. I think it needs more grey. It's looking too much like the other ones now. So this should not bleed into the rest of the bird because the rest of the bird is dry. I hope it's dry enough because I don't want these feathers to bleed in there. And then I also would like some of the artist's line work to shine through the paint. So one of the glories of watercolor paint is that it's transparent mostly. Some of the paints are not. Now I'm going to have to be careful here because that is still wet. It is nice to paint with a brush with a sharp point. I do like these Craftamo brushes. They have them beautiful brushes with a bamboo, I don't know what you call, I can't think of the name of the handle or arm of the brush. And it's sort of a gold colored or brass ferrule, that's the metal part. And I would love to get myself one. I think they are only sold from Craftamo itself in the UK. And I'm not very keen on ordering stuff from the UK to South Africa because I don't know what it is with the UK Royal Mail and South Africa, but I've had quite a lot of bad luck lately. Well, not lately, even before COVID. With it, so I don't want to imagine what it will be like with the postage with COVID, so I've stopped ordering from them. I find Amazon.com serves me very well. although it's very expensive postage, but it always comes because they understand South Africa's issues, and so they send things via courier. And so although you're paying the money, you know you're getting the product, whereas paying the money and not getting the product is kind of heartbreaking. Even if you get refunds, etc., it's just, oh, I'm sure all of you know that feeling of being hyper excited about something and then it doesn't arrive. Now I want to use a kind of an ochre for the beak. And they've got a yellow ochre here on the Staler Rowney set. Oops, I didn't rinse my brush well. And I think it's time to bring the saucer back again, because all my little things in here are a mess. I'm going to mix that with perhaps just a smidgen of this burnt sienna. Everything is now wet. And I'm going to paint the... Oh, I hope my head is not in the film again. I did something so stupid. I've been feeling very scatty and distracted. I've mentioned before that I've started doing this book publishing with Amazon KDP, and that's Kindle Direct Publishing and making notebooks and things. So I made a logbook today with the cover for tracking donations. I mean, it's got nothing to do with colouring. And so I got myself highly involved in doing that, and everything went wrong with it. I was getting a little bit beside myself, and so I was getting hungry, and I don't know if any of you ever get hangry, like now, really irritated and fed up because you're so hungry. So I was sort of in that stage because I'd done this thing about 5 times. So I'd first upload it, and then you get a chance to look through it, and I'd formatted this and that wrongly, and I had to redo it, and then I didn't like this on the cover, and then I had to redo that, and then I didn't like the other thing. And so it went on. And then I made myself a very quick salad, and with the view to being healthy, and I started eating the salad, but then I was feeling tired and I was feeling irritable, and I knew that I needed to come and make this video. So I thought, oh, I'm going to make myself a quick cup of coffee. I seldom drink coffee, I always drink tea. So I thought, let's just quickly make a cup of coffee, and then, you know, this is going to help me feel energetic, and I'm going to get on with things. So I made the coffee, and then I wanted to pour milk into the coffee, and at the same time I had my earphones in and I was listening to an audio book, and next thing I poured the milk into the salad. So I felt such a clot, an absolute idiot. So I then had to throw that away, and I gave up on salad and healthy inclinations, and I made a sandwich instead. So now I'm doing this again, and I need to be very, very careful that I don't make the colors run. I'm being impatient again, and I should really leave this until the grey is dry. So please do as I say, not as I do. Like there. Oh, don't run, don't run, don't run. I do not want to have to blot you. So now I'm semi-dipping all of this water off and just using a damp brush to pull these two across there. There, that's better. And I can't tell you what color this is now because it's a mixture of stuff that is in the palette. And I want to do this line nicely. And I'm as blind as a mole. I can hardly... Oh, you see, I've gone out the lines again. Damn it. Excuse me, I didn't swear, did I? Have any of you ever listened to Gilbert and Sullivan? To Operators by Gilbert and Sullivan? Because when I said that D word, it reminded me of one of the Gilbert and Sullivan songs. So now Mr. Birdie, Mr. Hummingbird's beak is bleeding into the stem that Mr. Hummingbird is leaning on. So I'm going to leave that to dry and then I'll fix it up when it's dry. But what I was quite keen to do is I've got these shiny paints. They are Yasutomo paints. I really like them. I got them in an art subscription box. I think, I can't remember which art subscription box it was. But I really like them and I have seen them on Amazon. So I'm going to have a search and if I find them, I'll put the link for you. As far as I remember when I looked on Amazon, the set I've got is kind of a trial set. So these pans are not full, but they've already lasted me a long time. And I really like them. And as far as I remember when I looked, they were not very expensive. And we all like us some shine, don't we? So I'm going over this color with a nice shimmery, shiny thing. And then I'm going to go over where I went out of the lines. I'm going to go over that with a fine liner pen. Pretty. I love shiny, shiny paints. And then I'm going to go over the middle blue here with this pretty purpley blue. I had sprayed these, by the way, so they were dampish. Not wet, wet, wet. And I'm using this paint in a creamy kind of a way, not runny. My tummy's grumbling, it wants its dinner. We were chatting, my hubby and I, we were watching a British series or something. And it was an old one. I think it was, oh, I know what it was. It was the James Herriot vet things, All Creatures Great and Small, which I absolutely love. And in that, they were talking about their tea. And I was wondering, do you guys, if any of you are from England that are watching this, do you still call your nighttime meal tea, or do you now have supper, or how does it work for you? I know that I was a huge Enid Blyton fan when I was a little girl, and it always used to fascinate me that they had their tea, because I imagined for us in South Africa, tea is tea and cakes. I mean, it's just all the different words that we have, like biscuits for Americans are savory things that you have. And for us, biscuits are what you call cookies. So it really is interesting how language changes. And then if any of you are from Australia, what do you call your evening meal? I'd love to know. So that's now nice and shiny. I'm going to move it in the light just now. And then I think I'm going to go over the grey as well. And then I'll do his eye. I'll probably do that off camera just with a fine liner. Oh, I hope my grumbly tummy is not coming across on the video. How embarrassing. If it is, please excuse me. I do apologize. When I started YouTubing 2019 sometime, and I didn't really know what I was going to make of my channel, that's why I called it Liz at Home. I was keen at that stage to include my grandchildren in it a bit, but with the whole YouTube rules and laws against children and being in things, I got anxious and nervous, and I would like to eventually possibly be able to monetize the channel, just for the very sake of being able to bring you better content as well as helping to supplement the pension. So I stopped including them in things, but we did. There's a company called Sweetie Box in South Africa, and they deliver all kinds of nice goodies to your door in like an art box. And so I did that with the grandkids, and of course they loved it. This I need to dry a little bit. And I was saying I had my one grandson here the other day, and he was asking me if he couldn't be in another video again, and I said yes, sure, but he wanted something that he could unbox. And I thought I might order another Sweetie Box. Would any of you ever watch that, or would I be wasting your time by doing that? I'd love to know. So, I do like these shiny paints. I suppose they would have been fine on their own, but... So now I'm drying my brush off and standing it upright and drying this one off, and shaping it again properly and standing it upright, not being lazy. Let me remove some of these pages. See, there's another brush lying here, and my tiny one that is so precious to me. I am bad. So it is quite shiny. It's got little bits of shine on it. I might add more when this is dried. We'll see. And I'll be back. I might do a video tomorrow on some more of my coloring books, and then I'll be back for the flowers and the droplets and something there. I'm not sure what. Maybe I'll make them gold, just with some gold gel pen or something to make them pretty. But that's it for today, and thank you very much for watching, and have a colorful and wonderful week. Bye-bye.